Delicious time with Jeff. Today I'll be working on a 2002 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 4.7 V8 automatic. But we're going to be doing a power steering flush. So it's making a really awful whine, sounds really ugly. So yeah, gonna get that done today. Let's watch. So here we have our reservoir. As you can see, it says only recommended power steering fluid on the cap there. We've got the pressure line right here, which I've had to take or put back on a couple times because this thing is wearing so bad. But right behind it would be the actual power steering pump. We're going to be disconnecting the lower end of the pressure line and probably the lower end of this line here. So that being said, we got to drain it. Once we drain it, we run a little bit of new through, filter it out, plug it all back up, and then fill her up, get fluid going, and then give her a test drive. So we're going to go ahead and start by taking those hoses off. Alright, so prior to getting the hoses taken off, you're going to need a catch, something to catch your fluids in. I've gone ahead and I've fashioned myself one from the old bottle that I used to get it home. Prestone. Doesn't need anything special. I went ahead and I checked that at several locations. Examples, O'Reilly and Napa both say it doesn't need anything special. So I went ahead and I just got some standard power steering fluid. I've got some backups just in case I use too much or lose some. But you're going to want this, and then you're going to want something to kind of help prevent the mess. If you care about that kind of thing, I've got a ton of newspapers. So that being said, I've got my catch, which I went ahead and just cut out. And then we're going to get up underneath the car, take a look at the hoses, and see which ones we need to unclamp. We're just underneath the power steering unit here. That silver piece is pressure tube, which is right here. And this one here, this big old one right here, is actually the end to the reservoir. So we're going to be taking that one off, which is right here. This other hose goes into said power steering unit. As you can see, it trails off back here to the unit. So we're going to leave that one connected, and then let's see, and then there's the pressure. So this, I've gone ahead and I removed the cap. Don't be alarmed when you first go to raise it. There could possibly be air in there, and so it may pop off at you a little bit. So heads up on that. But I've gone ahead and I removed that so that way we could allow an ease of flow to the bottom hose, which I'll show you here in a minute. Alright, got the two lines disconnected. They've already drained, which is surprising. There we go. As you can see, I helped it out a little bit of a mess. That's why we got the newspaper here to kind of catch most of it. But let's try that again. Alright, so at this time, I'm by myself, so I've propped my catch as close as I can to the hose, and as close to being under the metal line, the end line. Now I've got the vehicle jacked up. That's to help support the front tires. When they're on the ground and they have no power steering fluid, they're going to be quite a pain to try and turn. So I've gone ahead again, left the cap open. We're going to just make sure we get all those excessive fluids out. So I'm going to twist the wheel a couple times back and forth in the on position without the engine running, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I've drained the fluid. I went ahead and I also started the car with the hose and disconnected just to make sure that all the fluid was out of the system. I'm going to go ahead and apply new fluid after having applied a little bit of new fluid to drain it all out, make sure it's good and ready to go.
And so we're gonna get some fluid in there. We're gonna start her up, start getting some fluid running through the system, and then we'll take her for a test drive. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I've drained the fluid. I went ahead and I also started the car with the hose and disconnected just to make sure that all the fluid was out of the system. I'm going to go ahead and apply new fluid after having applied a little bit of new fluid to drain it all out, make sure it's good and ready to go. And so we're going to get some fluid in there. We're going to start her up, start getting some fluid running through the system, and then we'll take her for a test drive.
So we've gone ahead, we have tapped this off full with brand new fluid after reconnecting the hose down below, make sure everything's snug and tight. I went ahead and I checked for any kind of leaks or anything, just to make sure that after removing the hose I didn't tear it or something. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and do the turn test with Kellen. Say hi.
Hi.
So go ahead, I want you to turn it that way. Yep. And so prior to this video, it made a very obnoxious sound. It is still up on the jack, which I explained earlier, and it's turning quite well. We're gonna go ahead and go the other way. We're gonna go ahead and leave these straight. Stop. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and leave these like this, get it off the jack, and we're gonna go ahead and do it one more time. Go ahead and kill the engine, Kellen. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I've taken the vehicle off the jack. We're going to do a test of the turn. Man, that sounds really clean. Ooh. I like that. Alright, so me and co-pilot Kellen are going to go and give this a test drive.
Finish the video?
Yeah, we're going to finish the video. So, thank you guys for watching Delicious Time with Jeff. We had a successful flush. There's no whining whatsoever. It's working a hell of a lot better in my opinion. Sorry about my language there, Kellen. But look at that. Driver, his little, oh, you don't have the belt on anymore. He was wearing a seatbelt to go around the block, which is great. But this has been a delicious time with Jeff and
Kellen.
So thanks for stopping in. Hope the video helped you out. Have a great day.